Hey everybody, actually I'm gonna do clearing. This is a chunk of natural raw amber with shea butter. I rub some on my nose so I can smell it while I'm doing this reading. So good. Such a lovely smell. So nice. Okay, so let's get into a divine masculine check-in. First off, sessions are open. Please grab a one-on-one with me. And I have about half of the 14 seats for the workshop series coming up, Preparation for Divine Union. I'm really excited about this one. So if you want to reach out through the website with any questions about that, or you need a payment plan, I am totally flexible because I believe in this course and I really want you to take part in it. I don't want limitations to be a factor. So let's figure that out together. Let's get into the Divine Masculine check-in. So what are the Divine Masculines? What are the main themes that the DMs have on their conscious mind about the connection right now? Thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What are the DMs thinking about consciously at this time? About the connection. 8 of Cups, gone but not gone. Okay, so what I'm getting with this card is that in the past, when there's been a disconnect or distance or time, that the masculines have felt like they had to throw in the towel, like any kind of karmic scenario wouldn't be able to weather the storm or stand the test of time or stick with it. But these masculines realize that these connections don't warrant giving up too easily. There's more substance here. And Princess of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups. Yeah, there's like a grieving, a healing. It's like out of sight, out of mind. They used to fear and block and compartmentalize. It's like their hearts were guarded and they were able to, like, what you see is what you get, meaning when they're in front of you, they could be present, but the moment that they've stepped away from that, they've had to focus on other things and almost try to diminish or downplay or try to forget about the connection with the feminine so they could exist and go on. But now it's like they realized they were forgetting, trying to suppress their feelings because they were afraid of getting hurt. And now they realize that they can put that theory or methodology out of their experience because these connections are safe, because you're not about to abandon them like that, feminines. They have deep gratitude is what I'm feeling about this revelation, that it's almost like all the things that they're on guard for a karmic kind of connection to do to them when the going gets tough. I heard the masculine saying, have at it. It's like they're so used to being berated or pummeled when they're down or don't do something according to what a karmic partner would wish them to do. It's like they can't be, in these connections, they don't have to be on guard to be manipulated, is what I'm hearing. It's like in other connections, they've been used to having to appease a partner, or they've witnessed caregivers having that kind of dynamic. With this connection, it's really sinking in that if things don't go the way you'd prefer, you're not about to, I heard battering ram, you're not about to take it out on them. You're not about to make them the bad guy, call them out, condemn them, that kind of thing. So whatever reason, they're really understanding how they've had that filter and it doesn't apply here. Okay, beautiful. Let's get into it. So thank you, Divine Creator. What can we see for how the masculines are consciously looking at these connections? How are they looking at their divine counterpart regarding how they're interpreting the connections at this time? And what is the advice for the divine feminines that are watching this reading regarding what we're going to see here? All right, conscious mind about the connection. Seven of Pentacles. There's something that's happening immediately. I really feel it's this recognition that you are friendly energy, not just friends, but actually safe, friendly, trustworthy, genuine. You mean it. You love them just the same, even when things aren't going the way they think you would prefer it to go. They're not needing to be on guard that you're going to change up on them. How are they viewing you in this scenario? Oh, two peas in a pod. Like, really, no matter the distance. So there's something about being gone. It's almost like if they had to travel, if they had to go somewhere, that they were worried that that would somehow diminish your care for them or your interest in them, that it would downplay. And they're realizing right now that that's not the case with you. What's the advice for the feminines? Stay in humility, stay in that balanced energy. Don't buy into negative self-talk or illusions or devil energies. The Strength card comes when the devil's been subdued. And so stay in that grace, stay in that humility. Sometimes our counterparts are pulled away from us, so we have the opportunity to see that we can trust in this scenario. So stay in that balance, feminines. What can we see for how the masculines are consciously thinking of their divine feminine? Eight of Swords in the inverse. There's something that's allowing them to push past the previous assessment of, what was available to them here. They're realizing how this fear of misstepping or doing the wrong thing or getting it wrong or, being ambushed by a feminine energy, that's subsiding. And now they're seeing there's like life after being treated that way. So many of these masculines have experienced a scenario where they've been with a feminine energy that's been a control freak or manipulative, or I don't want to throw narcissistic around lightly, but that kind of an energy. And now they're realizing that they've been guarded in kind of waiting for that. And another layer of safety is coming in for them. I left you before you could leave me, but it's an emotional running here that they're noticing. How are they looking at the feminine? Divine justice. Wow, I'm literally getting that some of these masculines have literally prayed never to have an experience like they've had with karmic partners ever again. And this is an answer to prayer. Like they're actually seeing you as an answer to prayer. There's a feminine blindfolded on this card, and it feels to me like these masculines haven't told you. You don't know what they've gone through in the past. And so they know you have no way of putting on a mask or trying to be a certain kind of way to win them over, like in a staged kind of way. It's like a divine energy that they're picking up on. We do have this Two of Flames and divine justice here. There's a real soul connection that these masculines are feeling the affinity with you. They're feeling that alignment with you. What is the advice for the feminines? This is the card of anxiety. Turned in the inverse, this is the anxiety calming. So we had the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords here. So both are feeling these different analysis of the situation, and both are opting in the name of love, not fear here. There seems to be a balance between how the thoughts on this connection are being navigated energetically. Feels like both are getting the memo right now. So the nervous system is continuing to be calmed, cooled, balanced. What can we see for how these masculines are consciously aware on the heart space? Ten of Pentacles. Wow, look at that intense stare. Like they've got their eye on the prize. I'm literally hearing the masculine saying, come on, just a little bit longer, just hang in there. I'm almost to my goals. I'm almost there. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. And they're like, are they going to wait for it? Are they going to wait for it? steely eye, like they're like, okay, it's coming down to the wire. It's like, da, 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 like that. What are they thinking with you? Oh, they're wondering if they should tip you off, if they should communicate, if they should tell you what they've been up to, or just continue knowing that they're being guided to do XYZ in their life, and trusting that if this is a divine connection, that it's going to work out. They're on the fence about whether to bring you in on something that they know would show you the seriousness. Now, I'm not getting malice or manipulation from them about why they've not said something sooner. I'm really just getting they haven't wanted to overpromise and underdeliver. They have not wanted to jinx it. They have not wanted to get your hopes up. And so they have wanted to make sure that whatever they've been up to over there on their side of the energy, that it was established and therefore trustworthy. They want to show you, sweep you off your feet, I just heard, but they want to show you, not tell you. So they want to have the proof to be able to say, see, here it is. I'm not just talk. I'm hearing this like in my mind. So what is the advice for the feminines here? Knight of Wands. Wow. Yeah, they don't want to just be dazzling. They don't want to just be, a silver-tongued devil. They actually want to have substance behind. Isn't that the second time the word substance has come into these connections? So they're seeing that you offer them substance, but they also have equally wanted to bring you substance, feminines. That is a good awareness. What can we see on the conscious mind in their heart of hearts for you? I just got that sweet smell of amber again, and I tell ya, it's good. It's really good. Okay, 4 of Swords. Yeah, it feels like this sinking in right now, like actually coming to this revelation that they have had a subconscious fear that when they have to take space, whether that's for travel, whether that's obligations, whether that's work, whatever it is that they've had to choose because they've been going through their karma cleanup, because they've been establishing their purpose, because they've been doing the healing. Whenever they've had to pull away, time and time again, they've braced. Here we go. This is the last time they're going to put up with this. They can't possibly want to talk to me again if I have to leave and go fight the good fight yet again. It's like they were walling up, thinking that if they kept doing that, you were going to eventually grow tired of it and throw rotten tomatoes at them. But it's like it's now sinking in. That's not going to happen. In their core, this is in the heart of hearts, like in their DNA, in their bones, they're starting to believe that you're actually in this for the long haul. Like you're melting their icy heart, I just heard. Not icy because they want to be that way, but only because they have experienced relationships, whether that's caregivers when they were young or romantic relationships or all of the above, that have not cared about them in some way. They haven't truly been cared about with substance before. What are they thinking of you? Transition. Wow, so they're actually seeing that this transformation, this is like the caterpillar, chrysalis, butterfly analogy. They're seeing that as they're going through this renewal in their life, that you're also going through that, but simultaneously your connection is also going through that. So they can see the fractal nature of this, where you're both doing this in your own lives and it's causing your relationship to evolve. It's like the rate of growth is matched. This is very encouraging for them. That actually is one of the key awarenesses in taking it to heart, that you're not going to pounce on them and condemn them if they have to focus elsewhere. And that is beautiful because it shows that it's proof that you are growing together, but it's also illuminating what equal match energy really is, and that it is happening in this connection, that you're growing together. What is the advice for the feminines? Oh, 4 of Wands, union. I'm hearing "Don't Stop Believing" as a song sync. Yeah, so feminines, your faith, your tenacity, your perseverance, your trust, your vision, your knowing of who this is and what your divine guidance is telling you is magnetizing union. And it's not doing it because you're manipulating anything. It's doing it because you're standing on that truth. And it's allowing your masculine to do what they need to do without pressure, to actually come into their potential, to actually align in their life. What a beautiful gift all around. What can we see in the manifestation department? What would they like to manifest? 3 of Swords. Continued healing of the heartache, continued releasing these preconceived fears of intimacy. And how do they see you in this matter? Like the one. They just want to keep looking at you as this counterpart, I heard, but I heard, what did I hear? Untainted love. Like they want to keep seeing you as this divine counterpart. Not gonna lie, in this energy, I'm feeling that at times they have projected things onto you that were not fair, weren't necessary. They've considered that you were like the rest of them. But over time, they've realized beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, I just heard beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're not like the rest of them. And so this is deep heart healing because they can now they're more in belief that you're not like the rest of them than in the skepticism. And that is the final straw on these fears. Wow. What's the advice for the feminines here? Queen of Cups, trust your intuition. Things may not look like this on the surface. We've been getting these messages of the masculines being at a distance or possibly quiet at this time, possibly a prolonged period of crickets. Trust your intuition. Keep holding what you know you have perceived or are perceiving about your connection in real time. And again, stand on that truth here. What can we see for the action these masculines are being guided to take? 7 of Cups, Paradise, Rifle Bird. They really are considering so many options right now. Here's the 3 of Cups, which is the joy and celebration, and sometimes that's a wedding card. Sometimes the 3 of Cups is like a wedding ceremony with the festivities, or there's bridesmaids on that. So they really may be looking at, the 4 of Cups is missed opportunities or near misses or things that didn't play out. And then there's this 3 of Cups, which is the flow of positive emotions, friendly energy. And so they're really taking to heart this friendly assessment of the times that didn't seem to work out here. Like they're healing those memories. They're giving themselves an appropriate interpretation of those things instead of a defeatist narrative. Yeah, and how does that pertain to you? They're letting go of the abandonment wound. They're transmuting the fear associated with being abandoned. These masculines are really enjoying knowing that, like, they're pretty sure now that they can soften into allowing themselves to feel this love and trust what they're feeling. Gosh, that's not something you can fake. That is something that you could say it's earned, but it's also something that is here that they've had to adjust to. You can be a person of your word and you can earn someone's trust. But I want to say that these divine aligned connections, they have trust built in. And it's not the same as having to earn the trust here. It's literally about demonstrating and having that trust, that character, that integrity, that compassion, that alignment come to the surface after various opportunities to see it in action. And so it's always been there. It's always been the divine feminine's heart for these masculines to offer this real love and exchange. Likewise, the masculines have always intended on offering this love, but the human ego, the perception, the circumstances, it's played out in funny and intricate ways on these journeys. Over time here, these masculines are seeing that they don't have to be in fear about the core of this connection. What can we see? Advice for the feminines, the Four of Cups here. So that was the message, the unconditional love, knowing that nothing that has happened on this journey has happened by accident, and that none of it was in vain. That it's all been opportunities to expand in unconditional love and to come into alignment. See the chakra alignment and this big cup of unconditional love. And there are the three cups, that amicable affinity, the alignment between the two. And so feminines sitting in meditation, feeling the truth of this. This would be a very good depiction for the course that I'm right now launching, the preparation for sacred union. We'd go into all the chakra levels, we meet over Zoom, we go deep. And while you're sitting in this preparing energy, this course is going to help you find all of your heck yeses on every level, feminines, to bring your awareness into this unconditional love so that you don't have any of those question marks in your energy about your connection, about your read of energy, about your ability to discern truth. So yeah, this is a powerful, if this course resonates for you, I don't usually do these kind of plugs in my readings, and I'm feeling very strongly there are a few of you that need to get into this kind of alignment, because union is coming in when you do that, as you do that, when you do that. And it's really important. What we do for self, we do for counterpart, and this is beneficial stuff. What can we see for the biggest challenge these masculines are conscious of? Two of Swords. That you're both independent, you both have your own mastery, you both have your own truth, and they're watching this big picture unfolding. Burrowing Owl, I'm getting the sense that they're starting to see how aligned both of your truths are, how you work so well together. In this depiction, it's not crossed. In many Two of Swords, there's an impasse, there's a barricade, there's a blockage. Here, it's like dawning on them how aligned the two of you are, but that's the challenge, is that they have seen blockages because it's been unfamiliar territory. The challenge is seeing that nothing is actually a contradiction in these connections. It's actually alignment. How are they challenged to look at the feminine? Well, the masculines have been working double time to come into their own alignment, their own financial foundation, their own specialization, their purpose, their calling. And so they've been fairly busy and consumed with focusing on that. And when they start to broaden their horizon, they pick their heads up and start to look at some of the things that have transpired in these connections since they buckled down and went for it, they will see how aligned it really is. But the challenge is that they have been so focused on their own embodiment of mastery that they haven't seen just how aligned much of the last cycle has been for both of you. Advice for the feminines. Wow, the big picture. So both here are being asked to really look at the big picture. Sometimes it's more difficult to know how far we have yet to go or what progress will look like. But if you can look back in hindsight, they say it's 2020. It's much easier to see who you once were and the changes that have already occurred. If you can measure or track the themes that you're healing and working through, and you can see your progress in hindsight, it might encourage you greatly to be able to see it that way. And then, take great heart that as you see that progress from where you've been and how far you've come and where you're at now, that you can start to feel more at peace for what will come, because it is a logical progression. It's not going to suddenly be all in vain, like we heard a little earlier. And so when you can look at that overview, you can have more trust that things are working out the way that they're meant to. If you can spot the patterns that you've been navigating, especially the ones you're having success in, it can encourage you quite a lot. What can we see as the solution here? Four of Wands, yes, masculines. We got the Four of Wands union card for the feminines already and the masculines here. So this is powerful because they're just sitting here in this stability and it's all being revealed to them. How are they feeling about the feminine? They're seeing you in your single era shining. You're breaking free from codependency. This is the Empress in the garden waiting for the Emperor to come in and, claim them, really. And so, yeah, they know that you're doing better than you've ever been and that you are in this, what is that? The most eligible bachelorette, take gender how it resonates, but that's the kind of energy they see you in your prime, in your peak, in your wholeness, in your sovereignty, in your freedom, in your balance. They see you having made a name for yourself, a purpose. They see you aligning with that. They also see you, having done this on your own and come into it. And they like that. They really do. And this is something as a solution that the divine is telling you, masculines, you have helped your feminine come into this by not stunting their growth and coming in too soon and making it all better for them and, saving them. You have allowed them, by not coming in, you have allowed the divine to have that deep, deep work in your feminine that has brought them into this embodied mastery. And so feminines, yeah, your masculines are their breaths are taken away at how glorious this process has been for you. It's like they're starting to see the difference, not watching the pot boil. So while they've been busy focusing on their own becoming, you have also been using your time wisely, and they see that you have been growing at the same rate that they have, and you're both coming through it with flying colors, and it is confirming them even deeper that you are their person, that you are their ideal match, that you are their noble counterpart. I heard. What can we see for the advice for the feminines? This is justice. This is what justified connection is. It's when two people can hold their own like this. There are all sorts of relationships, and we can get into all kinds of agreements and dynamics. But on this journey of mastery, it requires two masters. And so this is such a, the good news of this message is this justice, this justified equality is actually here. It's in this vicinity. What can we see for the near future? Five of Wands. So there are things from the past that are continuing to be released in the physical, but what I'm getting here is if not everything is released fully, certain things still need to play out. This is the attitude about it. So, we hear all the time, why do we have to be perfect before it comes in? This is saying everything needs to be on the right track and seen clearly for what it is. However, this is saying that there can still be certain things that still need to play out as long as we're clear on what that needs to be, as long as we're no longer deluded or confused or distracted or misinterpreting things. As long as we have that clarity, then yeah, it's all gonna just, eventually be laid to rest and the new lives can come in fully. But this is saying that there are still some things that do need to play out. And how are they looking directly at you, feminines, with higher guidance? So they're praying instead of them trying to figure it out, and manifest what they think is the best. They're allowing divine guidance to guide this. What is the advice for you, feminines? Continue feeling deeply into your heart with what you're being shown is your wish fulfillment at any given time. do what you want. There's a beautiful song that my person posted, and it was so simple. It was something like, at the end of the day, look deep in your heart. Did you do what you wanted to, or did you do what you didn't want to? And if when you look in your heart, the answer you find is the wrong one, you can change. That's it in a nutshell. If anybody knows what that song is, post it in the comments below, please, please. And if you have made it this far, so that's the reading. If you've made it this far and you've emailed me about the course and you don't think I've gotten back to you, check your spam folder, because I've gotten back to you. I've had a few messages saying I'm writing again because I really want a spot, and you haven't gotten back to me. I have. So check your spam folder. I promise I'm going to answer everybody. So if you're not getting an answer, check your spam folder. And if you want in on this course, please do reach out. It's going to be so good. Okay, many blessings. Bye for now.